Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing great. So in today's video, I just want to talk to you a little bit about my fitness journey over the last few years and how weightlifting over the last year or so has really helped heal the relationship between me and my body and the relationship between me and food. So just to give you some context, I'm going to show you some clips of me throughout the years, the last about 3-4 years, and just kind of share with you a little bit about what my mental state was like at the time, what my diet and what my exercise, what my relationship with exercise and food was at the time as well. And you might be looking at these video clips and being like, there's not, Christine, like I don't see that much of a difference, but like, you know what, just humor me, because I know while on the outside it's not like a huge drastic difference. It's not like I went from like you know, losing 30 pounds or 100 pounds and this is, you know, all that kind of stuff. But the differences that I'm noticing are definitely more internal than external, so that is what I want to share with you today. Okay, so let's take a little trip down memory lane. This is me back in the spring of 2012 before I went vegan, and my workout routine at the time was a lot of group exercise classes, things like step class and spin class, and a lot of HIIT too. So, you know, there was a little bit of strength training within the HIIT workouts, but nothing like what I'm doing now. So it was basically a lot of cardio, a lot of endurance, and you can see like I look fit. But I'm just kind of softer looking, and like look how wide my face was. I was just like a bit puffier and just like not as lean and toned, and I didn't have as much muscular development as I do now. Here you can see, yeah, so like, yeah, I totally look fit. And my weight was around 135 to 140 pounds at the time. And like, I always was like trying to get leaner, but never really successful at it. Like, I always just wanted to be a bit skinnier. Like, I was overall pretty happy with how I looked, but yeah, I was always trying to like get skinnier. Okay, so this is me in August 2013. I had been a raw fruit-based vegan for about 4 months, since April of that year. And as you can see, I am so much skinnier. I also had done a juice fast about a month prior to filming that video, but the majority of my weight loss was from going on a fruit-based diet. I just lost weight so rapidly on that. I lost a lot of fat, but I also lost a lot of muscle, which is something I really didn't realize at the time. At the time, because of my body dysmorphia, I thought that I looked really muscular still, and I didn't realize that I lost so much muscle. But now when I look at this video, I can just see how skinny I was. Like, I still have some definition, you know, in my upper body, but my lower body is like, so my butt is just so flat. I've got no muscle in my legs. But, you know, at the time I just couldn't see it. And my weight at the time was in the mid 120s. It fluctuated from about 125 to 128. And, you know, I was just super happy with my body at this weight. I never wanted to go above 130 pounds again. And, you know, I maintained it pretty easily, eating raw and doing a shitload of HIIT workouts. Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with my weight at all until I went to India. Okay, let's fast forward to the next little step in my journey. So this is November 2014, and I had just gotten back from India, where I'd gained about 10 pounds. And you can see I'm definitely not as lean as I was in the last clip. And I spent the next 6 weeks of this desperately trying to exercise and diet my way out of this weight gain. So here I'm about 138 pounds. And then at the end of the 6-week challenge, I was around 130 pounds. And you can see, like, I did get leaner, but my body wasn't the way that it was before. And that drove me crazy. Like, I just wanted to be as skinny as I was before I went to India, and I just couldn't get there. For the next year and a half, I just spent so much time and mental energy focusing on the fact that I just wanted to be below 130 pounds, because I thought 130 pounds, that's like my magic number. That's where I look my best. And so I was just constantly in this cycle of doing a ton of cardio, a ton of HIIT, trying to restrict my calories. Not so much my calories, but trying to restrict myself from eating cooked food and higher fat, because I thought that, you know, low fat raw was what was going to really get me the results that I wanted, because, you know, the first time I did get great results, but by this time I had lost so much muscle through all the over exercising and under eating that I had unintentionally done over the last couple of years, that like I just, you know, whenever I'd gain weight, it would just not sit the same way that it used to. And it was just kind of a really sad time for me. I was just really always focused on losing weight, getting lean. Like I was just obsessed with getting lean. So I tortured myself doing a way too much HIIT, trying to make myself eat raw and just get really skinny. That's all I wanted for about a year and a half, until Denise finally convinced me that I should start doing some strength training instead of all this cardio and all this HIIT. And, you know, I was really skeptical because I just didn't know anything about lifting or bodybuilding, and like I had all these misconceptions and no real knowledge about, you know, what to do. But she convinced me that I needed to put on some muscle, and she did, and very delicately, she informed me that my problem was that I was skinny fat. Like, she obviously didn't call me skinny fat, but she made me understand that the reason my weight was fluctuating so much, and the reason I wasn't getting the shape in my body that I wanted, was because I'd lost so much muscle, and that I needed to actually put on some muscle. So I decided last winter to start lifting. And this is what I look like today. And this isn't a year of lifting progress. It's only a few months, because I had to stop working out for a while earlier this year when I injured my back. So this is about like 4 months of solid lifting. But you can see like there's some progress, and I'm feeling so much stronger, definitely more defined. I'm finding it easier to stay lean without really even trying. And my butt is just perkier. I'm just like really happy with the curves and the shape of my body. And I'm just so excited to continue with this. Like, I really wanted my legs to have more muscle, and I'm starting to really see that. And you know, my weight now is very similar to my weight when I got back from India, but my body composition is completely changing. And I never thought I would be happy with my weight above 130 pounds, but I definitely don't feel like that anymore. So I'm at a place now where I feel like I have a very positive relationship with my body, and also a positive relationship with my food. And it's actually kind of eerie sitting here and talking to the camera and saying these words out loud, because I can fully put myself back in the state and fully remember even a year ago, even at the beginning of this year, when I was so upset and so distraught and just wanting to change my body so much, and just really struggling, and just thinking, you know, when is that day gonna come that I feel good about my relationship with food and my relationship with body? Like, when is that gonna happen? And it's eerie sitting here and saying that I'm here, and it's so cool. So if you're still in that state, like, don't give up, don't fear, like, you can get through it. Okay, so what allowed me to get to this state? Part of the reason, I'm gonna explain how weightlifting now allowed me to shift, gave me a huge paradigm shift. So before I started you know, weightlifting, and like, this was more of a gradual process. It wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna start lifting weights and building muscle and overnight it was fixed. This took like 6 months of slowly, you know, reprogramming myself. But you know, the previous paradigm that I had been in was constantly trying to get leaner, constantly trying to get skinnier, constantly trying to lose weight, to restrict myself, maybe not necessarily calories, but macronutrients. So like, I would really try to only eat raw and really try to only eat low fat, because I thought that would be the key to getting the physique that I wanted, because it had been in the past. So it really allowed me to switch my paradigm from trying to constantly get skinnier, lose weight. Like, the paradigm was I was trying to lose something And the new paradigm was I'm trying to gain something. So when I switched to that paradigm, it became, how can I get stronger? What can I take into me that will help, grow my muscles? And when I switched my focus from losing fat to gaining muscle, that whole fear that I had of cooked food and of higher fat food, it just slowly started to dissolve, and I started seeing food differently. I started seeing food not as something that would, if I ate too much, it would turn into fat on my body. Now I saw if I was eating more calories than I needed, I saw that as fuel that would directly go to growing my muscles, because to gain muscle, you do need to be in a caloric surplus. It just got really bright in here all of a sudden. Yeah, and I thought I had more to say on this topic, but that's basically it. Weightlifting helped me change my mental state from thinking that food was something that was going to make me fat to thinking that food was something that was going to make me stronger and add muscle, the muscles. And the more I focused on just getting stronger, and the less I focused on what my body fat percentage was, and I was more focused on like, ooh, like, do my quads look bigger like this week than they do last week, the more I just kind of like relaxed and just started enjoying exercise again. And I'm just really enjoying my exercise routine now. Like, I do a lot less high intensity stuff than I did before. I do a lot more weights, obviously, and focusing on adding strength, adding muscle mass to your body is so much more of a healthy mindset than being constantly focused on losing fat, than restricting and taking away from your body. And the thing is, the more muscle you gain, the easier it's going to be to maintain a certain level of leanness in the long run anyways. I mean, just looking at my body now, I feel like I'm quite a bit leaner than I was just a few months ago, and I haven't made an effort to get to this level. It's just kind of happened naturally with me being more relaxed about my diet, training smarter, and just really focusing on adding to my body instead of constantly taking away. So while I was thinking of what I wanted to say in this video, I had a little objection come up in my head, and that voice said to me, well, Christine, technically you're still trying to change your body. You're still not totally at peace with your body. You're still trying to like augment it in some way. And yeah, I am still trying to change my body. I'm trying to like, build my booty. I'm trying to build my quads. I want my legs to be more muscular. But it's not from this form of desperation that I used to feel. Like, I used to feel desperate to get lean or to stay lean, just to lose fat. I'm not desperate to make my butt look a certain way. I'm doing this because it's fun and I like the way it looks. But if you told me now that I couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't work out for 6 months, I'd be like, that kind of sucks, because like I was having fun making progress. But okay, if I can't work out for 6 months, that's not the end of the world. Whereas before, when I first got injured earlier this year, I was like, oh my God, I can't work out. And it was a struggle because I was just in that mindset of trying to change myself because I was so unhappy with myself. Whereas now I'm so much more at peace with it. Okay, advice time. So if you're a hardcore cardio bunny, if you're a HIIT addict like I used to be, then I would ask you to consider laying back on that and consider focusing less on losing fat and getting lean, and focus more instead on building some muscle, gaining some strength, shifting that paradigm, maybe letting go of certain food rigidities that you might have, because in the long run, it's really gonna help you. And I still love HIIT, but it's not my main workout anymore. HIIT is really awesome for shredding down and leaning out once you already have a substantial base of muscle mass. And HIIT is great for increasing your endurance. It's really great for cardio and for getting stronger, especially if you're a newbie, if you have no exercise experience. You will probably gain some muscle doing HIIT. But if you've been doing HIIT and cardio for years and you've kind of plateaued, you're not getting the results anymore, consider weightlifting and adding muscle in order to kind of help you get to a more relaxed place about your body and your food. So I hope this video helped you in some way. One thing I'm really excited about is the fact that me and Denise are actually working together on a project. We're creating a program, an at-home weightlifting program for you guys. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.